Hello, it's me. That's how it goes, right? Whatever. I don't sing. Anyways, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Six Stroke Podcast. I am your host, Dave Rookie, with a new microphone. Got the Rode Pod mic here. Things sounding extra quiffy, and I'm really enjoying it. So really appreciate all the feedback and the nice reviews on the last episode with Buster. That was a great time getting to talk to one of my current inspirations in metal music, and he was a gem to talk to, as I mentioned. I should note that since the episode dropped, he has since renamed his production company from Impact Studios to Oda Home Studios. So if you're looking for that fat bussin' mix, hit him up. And reminder, he's on Nail the Mix this month, so go and check it out and learn his tips and secrets and how he mixes and makes things sound monstrous. Hope you guys are doing all right out there. Hope everyone's getting vaccinated, if that's, if you're on that side. If not, please don't come for me. I really don't care to hear opinions. Got my first dose, so one step closer for me to normalcy, and I'm glad to see that a lot of people out there are also following along with this and trying to get back to normalcy. It feels good. It's good to see that there is a light at the end of this tunnel and that we're getting in the end game of it, so very happy about that. For anyone listening who is a fan of my band Sentinels, just a little update. We apologize for the lack of updates, honestly. It's been really stressful. There's been a lot of, quite a few setbacks in the process and the behind the scenes getting things prepped. But things are coming together, and we're very excited about it. You will be getting the album by the end of the year. That's already been established. I can't get in trouble for that, man. Sharptone already said it. They made it a thing when they said it on Instagram. So you know what? They said it, so I'm saying it. The album is coming out this year. Everyone pretty much knew that, but I just want you all who are thinking, man, where's this new fucking album? It's coming, all right? So stick with us. If anyone is, dying to get this thing out, it's us. So trust me, we are right there with you on the pain. But, we got one of our music videos back a little over a week ago, and god damn it, it looks so good. I am so excited for you guys to see it and hear the song within it. It's easily, the best video we have to date, and I'm very excited for you guys to see it and everything that comes with it. So just stay tuned and keep following, and keep up with the impatience, honestly, because you know what, it shows that you care, and honestly, we appreciate it. So also, if you guys missed your chance to get Inertia merch when we dropped the single, there's still some merch available. You can go to sentinels.downrightmerchinc.com. There's still some shit up there. Really appreciate it. Anyone who has ordered merch so far, it was definitely our most successful drop to date, and it feels really good to see people out there caring and picking up those threads. Anyway, enough about my shit. This episode, I had the pleasure of talking to the man, my friend JT Cavey, vocalist of Erra, formerly of Texas in July. This was really fun because JT and I, we, not to be that douche, but we go back a little bit. We had a pretty cool start, both kind of starting off on YouTube and whatnot. Obviously, he was way more successful with it, and he did some killer shit with that than which landed him in Texas in July, which, we talk a little bit about his transition from Texas in July to Erra and how it was almost like a seamless transition. As Texas in July was closing their door, a new door was opening with Erra. So we talk a little bit about that. Fun fact, JT was actually the person who introduced us to our vocalist Josh when we were in need of a new vocalist. So, we talk a little bit about that and Josh and just how, amazing of a human being he is. But then we also talk about, some other things miscellaneous. And then, we dive into some talk about the new Erra record, which absolutely crushes. If you guys have not listened, which I'm sure most of you have, but if you have not listened to Erra's new record, it is easily their best work to date. Like, no doubt about it. It's my favorite. It's topped all their other records in the past for me. We dive into that, the lyrical inspirations, the process a little bit, and on obviously, releasing it in the middle of a pandemic, which is not easy for most bands, but they prevailed, and we talk a little bit about that. I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm just going to let you listen to the episode. Also, we pretty much tried starting this podcast like 3 separate times because me recording on Zencastr, the video and the audio at the same time. Don't know what the problem was, but it was creating a ridiculous delay. So the video that you guys are seeing on YouTube, if you guys do decide to go and watch it on YouTube, because it is available, he had to pretty much screen record it for me and, captured the audio and everything like that because he's a fucking wizard. I would have never been able to figure that out last minute. So the reason you're seeing video is because of him. So huge thank you to JT for that. But yeah, let's dive in. This is the Six Stroke Podcast with JT Cavey of Erra. Third time's a charm. Let's see how
you guys
goes.
Don't even know what we've been through to get this to be looking like it is now.
I attempted. I was like, oh yeah, Zencastr, we got video. Now we can do video on the podcast. It's gonna be great. And as soon as we start recording, it's like a 1.5-second delay, and it's just the worst shit ever. So JT has been troubleshooting, and he's actually taking care of the video part for me, the host of this podcast, because I'm a fucking
but now it's gonna be
stuff.
And I'll show you what I did after we're done, so it's pretty easy for you.
Oh, I am very excited to see it all. But dude, all right, now that we got all this shit out of the way, how are you, my dude? It's been a long time.
I'm good.
We talked about this a little bit, but
I'm great.
Thank you for coming out and doing this kind of short notice.
You're fine. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I don't work during the week because I do streaming and other stuff during the week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I usually am live on Twitch.
That's what's up. And you're usually, either playing games or doing like kind of like vocal stuff on Twitch.
Yeah, games. I did a couple of cooking streams.
Nice.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm not a cook. Like, I'm a dog shit cook. Like, I'm a terrible cook. But I wanted to add some variety to the stream, so I was like, I'm gonna make Japanese udon noodles with like beef and chicken and what is it, cabbage, and I had to like use oyster sauce. I don't know, there's a recipe I found on YouTube. It was good the first time. The second time, I ruined it.
Dude, there's been so many times
we're still learning.
I've tried taking on dishes that I was like, oh yeah, I'm so confident in this, but then I choose like Valentine's Day to do it. For my girlfriend at the time, and then I just completely botch it, and I'm like, fuck.
You gotta practice. You gotta prep for the special occasion for that.
Oh, dude,
you can't. If she knew that you winged a special occasion, she would be pissed.
I mean, she did know, but she was cool with it. But the problem was her electric stove, and that shit like completely ruined the whole thing. I'm not used to electric stoves.
What do you mean? It's the same.
It's not that.
It kind of heats up the pan.
I know, but like then try to lower the heat and stuff like that. It doesn't lower as quick, and
Oh, I see what you're saying. There's more like heat control. I don't know.
So I was making this like bomb ass like Tuscan chicken thing, and it was like so good, like a cream sauce, and it was just like it was fine. It still tasted good, but I was like, this looks a lot darker than it's supposed to. And good thing she was a good sport about it, but yeah.
I just realized what your shirt is.
Yeah.
Who is that a band tee or is that just her on it? Sharon Stone?
Yeah, Sharon Stone.
Basic Instinct. Yeah. I was hoping at some point that we could talk about our mutual love for like sci-fi and movies.
Dude, yeah.
Was that planned?
I was like, there's something that JT and I talk about quite often. There is another thing I'll bring up later, but yeah, our love for sci-fi and movies, and I'm glad we can talk about this a little bit more in depth.
Is the other thing Aliens or Prometheus?
It's aside from movies.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we've talked about it a couple times.
I'm
Maybe
sure we
not as
have.
like not as thoroughly, but yeah, our love for sci-fi. Yeah,
Yeah,
we never really got to talk about this much in depth,
that's
and
true.
I'm not gonna bore you with the usual questions and shit. But yeah, like
Yeah, please don't.
aliens. Yeah, no, that's not what this is about.
Cool.
Only a little bit, but
Hell
you
yeah.
know. But yeah. So you and I don't remember how we kind of came across it. It must have just been like a Facebook post or
Oh,
something like that.
originally met? I think I know. I think it was at a Text in July show at Game Change World.
I think it was even like before that.
Before that, do you think were you doing
You
drum covers like in 2012?
I was doing I was doing drum covers in
Okay,
2012,
it might have
and
hooked up through that, so like that means, but I don't remember. It's been too long.
this is going to be a bit of a blast from the past, and we'll see if you remember. Do you remember a project called Luminary?
Yeah, of course. Oh fuck, yeah, that was before. I
Yeah,
forgot that was before that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's how we
it's
met.
dude, it's
I
so
think I
far in
knew
the
about you
past.
prior though.
I think so because like they saw my covers, and this was like even when Ryan Strain was the singer, and you
Look,
know,
let's explain to the listeners what it is,
please, dude,
because
take
it'll probably never be a thing. So I don't really. I mean,
yeah.
you could, Josh would know more than any of us now.
Yeah, he definitely does know. I wasn't sure if he was
I'm
telling
not going to go
anybody,
into a
but
lot
like
of detail then. So
no.
there's two guys. One's from PA. I don't know where the other one's from, and they made a like 10 and 12 track instrumental, and it was like in the same vein as what Volumes was doing at the time, but it was way more melodic, and I thought it was like way ahead of its time, honestly.
Yeah,
Um, it wouldn't be as fresh today. It should have came out 8 years ago, but
for sure.
but it got passed back and forth between me and somebody else, and then now Josh from your band is on it.
Yeah, it
And I
was
wrote two of the
crazy.
songs he was supposed to end up keeping, lyrics and phrasing wise.
Mhm.
But yeah, it like just kind of fizzled. And then one of the guys is now his rapper name is Mo the Natural, I think. And his
Yeah,
rap project is good.
yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's for
I've jammed it on stream. It's actually sick.
like if you love shit like Post Malone, then it's like right
Yeah,
up
that's a
your
good
alley.
comparison. That is a good
Yeah,
comparison.
probably the most like generic comparison, I guess, or not like
Yeah,
generic, but like the
most
most
accessible
common. Yeah, but
for sure.
his shit is great, and I think I texted you. I finally met him at our show in Pittsburgh a couple years
I
ago.
feel like you told me that.
Yeah, I was like, "Dude, you remember this guy?" And you were like, "What the fuck?" It was, like,
Finally, I wonder if I'll
such a
ever meet
throwback.
either of them.
Say that again, I'm sorry?
I wonder if I'll ever meet either of them. Or maybe years
Possibly.
later. Who knows?
'Cause, dude, we were on tour with, like, Signs of the Swarm, like, a heavy fucking, like, deathcore band, and, like, then he comes out, I was like,
Good band.
"Whoa." Yeah, amazing band, love those guys, and he just shows up, and he was like, "Yeah, dude," and I was like, "Oh my god," like, I've never actually met him in person, but, like, that was one of the things was we were supposed to, like, actually get it off the ground, like, they kept trying to convince me to join, and then I was like, "Alright, Pennsylvania, it's, not that far, I can do
Hmm.
this," and I was, like, 18, 19, so I was like, "No, I wanna keep it in New Jersey, and that's it." So, I finally, like, got up to the commitment of, like, learning the songs, and I did a few playthroughs, and then I reached out to I think it was Seth was the other guy's name. It was Seth and
Yeah.
Kyle.
Hmm.
Reached out to Seth and was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm ready," and he was like,
Seth,
"Oh,
that's
yeah."
right.
Yeah. Seth Kozak, I think.
Yeah, just dox him.
Right. Not giving out his fucking address or nothing. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, I don't think they would care if he mentioned him, but I'm just just not trying to go. In case it
Yeah.
ever became something special, I wanted to like keep it.
Yeah.
You ruined
First
it, basically, Dave.
I
It's fine.
know. Good thing you're here to let me know.
It's
Fuck.
fine. I'm just
But,
teasing.
yeah, I just remember texting him. I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm ready to do this. When do you wanna have rehearsal?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, Kyle's moving to
Yeah.
wherever."
And he
And it
like
just kinda
went to
ended.
just do he like doesn't do metal, he just did jazz guitar or like some like proggy jazz, and he just never wanted to touch that sound ever again.
Pretty
Like, all
much.
right.
And little did I know that, like, Bobby, the drummer of Signs of the Swarm, he was actually gonna play drums for the band
Are you
too, and,
kidding
like,
me?
same thing. Dude, you are the 2nd guest on the show now to be involved with Luminary along with me.
Was Josh the other one, or was Bobby on the show?
Bobby. Yeah.
That's
I haven't
funny.
I haven't had Josh on here yet, but
That's funny.
you know, dude, it's crazy. And like, shortly after that, yeah, that's when you and I like actually met at one of your first shows as the official vocalist for Texas in July. I shouldn't say official. No, it was official.
Yeah, I guess so. No,
Just
I
threw up
knew
the
what you mean
hands there.
though. God, that
Yeah.
feels so long ago. It's almost 10 years ago. Isn't that scary?
It's very scary. It's nuts to think about.
I don't feel that much older than those days, though. That's the weird thing.
Well, I mean, because
It feels like yesterday.
yeah, because I mean, you're kind of involved in something that like I don't really know how to put it into words, but like when you're doing something like this, it makes you like feel young. Like you're out there, you're on tour, you're playing music, and it's like this dream that you've been chasing for like ever. It's not like you're, middle-aged man and like out there on the road. You're like what, like 30, 31?
31. I'm trying to think of a comparison. Like, because like music and touring doesn't really, if it's a job, but it doesn't feel like a job. It feels like more like an entity, a being.
Yeah.
It's like an organism.
Yeah, it's this
And
thing
you're just
like
taking care of the organism.
exactly. It's just thing you're like trying to
Because
keep
it's
alive.
like constantly a thing. It's never not a thing. That's the weird thing about it.
Yeah,
Where
definitely.
like
And
you clock in and clock out at work.
Yeah, pretty much, which is something I'm still sadly doing right now.
Unless
But,
you work from home, then you're pretty much always working.
yeah. Dude, I worked from home for a little bit during all this, and it fucking sucked. Not a
I
fan
would
of
have
that.
loved a remote desk job because I was at my desk anyways playing video games, so I might as well crunch some numbers or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what I could have done. My skill set for that would be kind of limited.
What were you like what was like your job like before you started like touring and everything?
Well, in Maryland, I worked for a marina for 8 years. I loved that job. I started there as a pool manager, and they liked me, so they offered me a job on the marina side because it was like a 5-lane, 25-yard pool with a tiki bar, 6 tennis courts. The whole marina is set up like a country club. It's called Mears Marina in Annapolis. And yeah, I worked there for so long. I loved that place. I loved that job. The staff was great. So many good stories from working there, and just like, but like fun things and just debauchery. Oh man.
Yeah, you gotta have like one of those jobs that like you can at least somewhat enjoy doing.
Well,
not saying you gotta, but
I would work weekends a lot, and that's when like everybody that had a boat would come and hang out because like they treated the marina as like their escape, their little vacay for the weekend. So they'd usually be there Friday night into Sunday afternoon, because a lot of them had cabins and onboarding like facilities to sleep. But in addition to that, since I worked on Saturdays, I would go out Friday night, pack my clothes in my car, and I had a master key. So I would go downtown Annapolis, get fucked up, walk to the work property and sleep in the workshop, and then just wake up at work and be on time. God. If I knew I was going to go like party, then I would. So I just prepared for it. And there's a couple times I did that.
Jeez.
But I was on time. I was half of a person, but I was there.
Always punctual, but like after a late night of just going fucking hard.
Yeah, you can walk back to the shop at like 2 a.m. and your alarm hits at 8:30 and you have to get up. But outside the shop door is the pavilion with all the breakfasts. You have like Dunkin' Donuts coffee, bagels and lox and cream cheese, and sometimes we had like an omelet station. It was an awesome job. Love that job.
Oh yeah, love a good omelet station too. God damn.
Yeah,
good egg.
Throw them a little tip for a little extra jalapeno.
Dude, I ate so much eggs during quarantine. I was just like, all right, I'm at home.
Mine was cereal.
Yeah, I wasn't like, I don't know what it was. I just woke up one morning. It was just like, I think I want to make like a daily thing of eggs. Like I would clock in and see like it was weird because we were quarantining, and at the same time, slowest time for like our work. So I was like, fuck, all right, there's no work right now. I'm gonna go make some fucking eggs. I'd put on like Harry Styles and like be making eggs in the kitchen.
That. Walk
the best.
in your rainbow. Have you ever made a fried egg inside of like a cutout piece of toast in the pan. So you butter the fuck out of the toast, and then you slice out the middle, and then you fry the egg on the inside.
I did, and it came out catastrophically bad.
What? It's you just. Hey.
I never did it before, dude. Didn't we start off this talking about how I'm a catastrophic cook?
I didn't. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. You did.
Fair.
I'm not saying that makes me a much better cook, but I won't fuck that up.
I mean, true.
You have redeeming qualities.
Yeah, I thank you. I need to up my cooking game, dude.
The girls like it for sure.
That's why, dude. I need to be a better suitable candidate candidate out there.
Yeah,
but
you do.
You're like, yeah. If there's one thing I can say about it, yeah, you do.
Your drum skills and that nose ring is going to carry you forever.
They like the nose ring.
That's what I'm saying. They like the nose ring.
But yeah, won't carry me forever. But fuck, man. So you recently moved, or not recently, a couple of years ago, you moved out to Alabama, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like when you joined Erra. How's that been?
I can't wait to go back to Maryland.
Getting over it?
I'm so over it, dude.
Fuck.
The South is fine. Birmingham's fine. It's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm a Northern boy. I'm a Yankee till I die.
You were like a partial Southern boy, and then you got thrown right in, like straight up.
Yeah, I mean, my thing about Birmingham is I've met, and it doesn't help that I work for the bar industry. I've just met so many people that have never ventured outside of the state and traveled and explored, and they're like super content with just what they have right here.
Yeah.
Not everybody's like that, but there's like kind of a lack of ambition around some of my friend circles. And I mean, they have good lives and they have like futures and in their careers and they have a plan, but I need to be around more like hungry and creative people, and I haven't found a lot of those. And I really want to go back to Maryland. I'm also afraid that my parents are going to die while I'm not in town.
Oh yeah,
they're not sick right now, but I'm like, as I'm getting older and they're getting older, I have this fear that I'm just not going to be there when something bad happens to my family, and I want to be closer. That's part of it.
That is a very
COVID kind of scared me with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't worry about it as much until now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's understandable. It's a fair thing to be concerned about. It's like I don't want to be away from my parents, like, and just something happens, like, like that, like,
yeah.
Not to get like too morbid or go down like this.
No, but I mean, it's a real thing. Like, it's something you definitely think about the older that you get, because you realize that they're getting older too.
Exactly. Like just this past Christmas, like my brother came home from Massachusetts, and he got tested before he came here, tested negative. Him and his girlfriend both, they were fine. And then he came here. As soon as he got here, started feeling sick, and we were just like, all right, maybe it's a sinus infection. You did come back negative. And then we went to my grandparents' house for Christmas, and then
oh no,
sure enough, yeah. And then not saying Matt, if you are listening to this, because this was something like, this was a real conversation we had to talk about, whereas he felt that he was the cause for my grandpa getting sick and then eventually passing away. But like he also like just lived his life where like he's like, you're not going to tell me what to do. He's like, if my family needs help, I'm going to go to their house, I'm going to help them out. But like he like that's what's scary is like you never know like when it's going to happen. Like I didn't realize that on Christmas when I said goodbye to my grandfather, it was going to be the last time I ever saw him. Like,
bro, I didn't know about any of this.
Yeah, sorry to just like dump that on you. I did, that's where I was saying, I was like, I don't want to get too morbid with this or like derail.
I was like, oh no, what have I done? I didn't mean to spark this. I'm so sorry.
No, dude, it's all good, and I'm sorry to spark it on you.
No, I mean I'm grateful that you're willing to share information like that with me, and I appreciate that. But I'm sorry that happened.
No, thank you. But yeah, I mean it's like it's one of those things like kind of had to grasp it like, but
yeah, damn.
Yeah, big damn. But yeah, I mean it definitely helps to be closer to your family when that shit happens. I mean, like that's the one reason.
Well, so now because of this, you get what I said 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm reluctant to get far away from New Jersey just for that reason, because it's like, who knows, like what if that time comes and I'm not around, then that's a scary thing. But and I don't know, like was there just something else about Maryland like that kind of you missed?
I don't know. I just feel like there's more opportunities for what I want to do creatively in Maryland, with music and maybe with audio and video in general. Um,
Mhm.
just like all it's all weddings down here. I don't see a lot of movement when it comes to like there's a lot of art stuff, but not a lot of film and video opportunities. I feel like as much as there would be in Maryland, closer to Baltimore and DC, closer to Philly and New York, stuff like that. I can make day trips to like really big cities and have a lot more opportunity. Atlanta's
Yeah.
close. I don't know. It's probably maybe it's mostly my fault. Maybe I'm just trying to undersell Birmingham, but I don't know. I'd rather move back anyways.
Well, dude, I mean, like even like when Josh
It's
first
been a
like
good ride.
yeah, I mean, like it seemed like you know from at least like what I've seen on social media and stuff, it seems like you've had some like great times out there. Like
Yeah, of course.
like built a great like circle of friends out there, and I mean, you'll always have those friends. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah. And they
it's like
get it. Like I've talked to the circles as well as like I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. I feel like career wise, there's more opportunity elsewhere. And like I said, I could be wrong, but like I have my other reasons of moving back too. I still have friends back in Maryland that I miss too. There's a couple reasons.
yeah,
Financial support system would be nice too, especially
yeah,
now.
understandable. Speaking of kind of like that, like how are you like feeling about like the whole shows are getting announced for like this summer and the fall? What are you thinking about that?
I mean, I hope it's good. What's funny is I got my first vaccination last week, and I was talking to somebody who was visiting Birmingham at the bar I was working at from, I want to say, I don't remember where they're from at all, but it was a state I was surprised to hear that they were still in like kind of lockdown or like way more lockdown than we were.
Yeah.
I know Birmingham's not a big city, but like we had a lot of cases for our
Mhm.
size. It's just weird to see the staggered rates of how these cities are opening up. So that concern doesn't really concern me as much for the Alabama show that we have in September. But if we're trying to book tours for later in the year, I don't know what the opening process is going to be like for those cities. Because when you
Yeah.
go on tour, you have to count for everyone. Like I don't want to just play like 14 shows on a month tour because we have like so many travel days because we have to literally skip cities. Like that would suck.
Yeah, it's the fucking worst.
Like I want to go back to as normal as possible. Like I don't want to do like the COVID tour.
Yeah.
Fuck
It's
that.
I'll live a little bit longer without
Yeah,
it
like
if
we've
that's
made
the
it this
case.
far. Like I can wait longer.
Yeah, it was like just the other day. I don't know what
And we're
what it was
still
called.
putting people at risk anyways. So it's like you might as well just wait.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, like, I unfortunately have not been able to get a vaccination yet because, I didn't fall under the eligibilities, but like
Yeah,
just
but New Jersey's probably have a lot more people than Alabama too.
true. Yeah,
So
fair
your
enough.
rollout's going to take a little longer.
Yeah, because like just this Monday they were like, all right, everybody 16 and up is eligible. So like,
Oh, so it's recent. Okay, that's good.
yeah,
Ours was fairly recent as well,
yeah. So it's like
beginning of April.
trying to get that appointment is gonna be hard right now. Like,
Hmm.
because everyone's gonna be jumping on it. But like even still, like after that, like it's still gonna be risky because there's tons of those people out there who are just like, I'm not putting that in my body. Like you know,
I like that.
and,
I liked how you said it. I'm not putting that in my body.
a little like an old queen. But yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like
that's exactly what I was picturing. That's fucking funny.
like that's the thing that sucks. Is like it's like I would love to go back to it, but there are those people out there who are just like, this ain't real, and I'm not gonna do it. And it's like, all right, well,
You can think that they're gonna microchip you through a vaccine, but I'd rather be microchipped than dead. So
straight up, dude.
I'll take my
Fucking
chances.
put it right there, right on the neck.
I think in the future that we're all gonna have like sim triangles, like
Yeah,
and scannable hologram things on our wrist that have like our blood type and our like social security number and wallet all built in. We're just gonna be like half cyborg.
yeah. It's gonna be past the whole tattooing a number on you or some
I
shit
can
like
like
Black
literally
Mirror or whatever.
like tap my glasses and it will scan you and it will tell me a bunch of public information that you've decided to make public, like a profile, but in fucking real life.
Yeah,
It's
it's
gonna be
like
like that. You're like
this guy says sheets
26
over
blood type,
Wawa.
type O negative.
Some dumb shit like that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to get all like fucking political, like or whatever, talking about like this like in depth, but it's like people are really going crazy about like talking, or the crazy conspiracists out there saying it's like,
Yeah, of course.
the microchippers,
Bro,
but
you
it's
should
like,
see it
dude,
down here. Oh, okay. You want to here? I have something for you after you're done this.
oh, dude, please go ahead, because like I'm just saying what everyone else is saying, where it's like, dude, you have a tracker already.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
everyone knows where the fuck you are. So like,
If
if that's your
your
point, then
best rule of thumb is to use any electronic device that can connect to the internet or like Bluetooth or any wireless capabilities, assume that everybody is watching you.
yeah,
Just
100%.
carry yourself that way, and you'll feel much better. Like, just assume everything's public. I mean,
Exactly.
everything for me is public anyways, because I'm like, you know, I feel like that's just better for the type of person that I am
Of
and the
course.
job that I have. So I just put everything on public anyways. But okay, so when COVID first started, I know what type of place Alabama is. You
Yeah.
know, like when COVID first started, and we had people walk back into the bar, I got my life threatened over like the mask situation, like as a door guy, and I was
I
like,
fully believe
fuck
it.
all these people, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to make people get it and like understand. But when I like kept seeing people, I had a like mental breakdown in September because of this. People would just come in the bar and it's just every day, no mask. Like they don't give a shit. Like they don't care
Mhm.
at all. And all of this affected my career directly. So it just made me so mad at everyone around me. And I was just an angry person for months. And then the
Mhm.
record came out and I felt much better.
I mean, understandable. I mean, at least you have something right
Yeah, that
there
was
to.
like the only good thing I could pull out of that time period. But fuck, like that was a big reason I was like, I'm out of the state. Like these people like don't get it. I don't want to be anywhere close to anybody that's from here. Like that's where I was at.
Dude, I think this
That
was
was a big thing.
yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't wanna be surrounded by that either.
Yeah.
I fucking yesterday on my way home from work, I was behind a big F-350, and there was, like, what looked like a fucking cell tower, like, coming out of the roof, like, of the truck, and, like, a huge American flag, both sides of the truck, just, like, in the wind, and on the back, it said, like, bold letters, it said, "Democrats are the virus."
Oh my
And
god.
then just, like, every, like, Trump 2020 thing you can imagine. I'm like, "Dude," I was like, "We're not safe anywhere from these fucking people." It's crazy. Like, Democrats are the virus. I'm like,
I just
"Okay."
don't understand. Like the political party is not made to make enemies. It's made to make people think smarter on how to improve their lives and the lives around them. Like that's it.
Yeah,
You don't need to kill somebody over their political views, but it's happening
absolutely.
all the time.
Yeah. It's psychotic.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't ever talk about politics in person, online, like because I don't care. I
Mhm.
I I have the way I think, and you have the way you think, and as long as it doesn't like affect me or like hurt me or like step on my toes, then I like you can think whatever you want, man. Just be a good person.
Yeah. Like, that's
You cannot agree with my
that's
gun views. You cannot agree with my religious or like my I have plenty of friends that have like pro-choice or like pro-life. Like it's fine as long as like I said, like there's things that overlap and kind of hurt the character of the other person or like impede on
mhm.
their livelihood. That's one thing. But if it's not, then like think whatever you want, man. Just be a good person.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like, for the most part, I don't care what everyone else believes, or whatever.
Yeah.
I try not to let that define.
I think the spread is nice. I think it's healthy.
Yeah. If everyone just thought the same way, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, true. And we
It's like,
wouldn't
"Hey."
grow from things and overcome also.
Exactly. Like,
It's all
shit,
learning experience.
yeah, but, because like, as long as, like, that one side of you isn't, like, your whole personality, where that's just all you have to fucking talk about, or d then it's like,
That's half of the state, bro.
I believe it. Fuck, dude, let's get off of this topic.
Yeah.
We're gonna start bumming ourselves out, like,
I'm bummed.
fuck. Alright, why don't we get back to what we were gonna talk about before? What is your all-time favorite sci-fi movie? If you had to boil it down, or a top 3, just to
All
make it
right.
easy.
All right, thank you. All right. Predator,
Okay.
Aliens 2. I want to say another one of those movies in the universe, so I'm gonna try to step away from that. Um Oh my god, The Matrix.
Okay, that's a solid top 3.
Yeah, I would say.
I'm almost disappointed that Terminator 2 Judgment Day is not in there, but then again, opinions.
So I think Arnold's Predator is better than all the Terminators, but not by a much, by like a sliver. It just out edges it for me because I like alien stuff. So the fact that there's like the warfare of, I love Arnie. So the fact that we have Arnie and aliens in the same movie, not like an alien, not the movie series Aliens. Does that ever actually happen? Is there an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with xenomorphs in it?
No, not to my knowledge.
That's disappointing.
I mean, I feel like he's too old for it now. But
Terminator
if there was
versus Aliens, dude. How fucking cool. We have Terminator versus Predator. Why can't we have that matchup?
Wait, what? We do?
We have Predator versus Aliens. AVP.
I thought you said Predator versus Terminator. I was like, what?
Oh, that would be cool too. Actually, that's probably the move.
Yeah, that's
Predator comes back in the future after Judgment Day.
Oh,
what? That's a that's a universe collide, dude. That would be fucking cool.
We need to get in a
We're writing fan fiction right now.
Yeah, like the people who are listening to this, who are like into this shit, are like, oh my god, they're onto something. God damn, that's an idea to sell.
I'm surprised that hasn't been thought of. I mean, we did like 2 different perspectives with Terminator already. When you have like Salvation, which what was with Christian Bale? Salvation.
I didn't see that one though. I honestly have not seen anything past the 3rd because I just was like, it's not the same for me. Like I can't get past that mental block.
I don't hate the 3rd, but the 3rd is not good.
It's not good. It's just like it's kind of a guilty pleasure. That's what it falls
I don't think
into.
I ever saw Genesis. And then there's a brand new one that came out last year with Sarah, the original Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
I didn't see that either, actually. I'm actually kind of behind.
I am too, but like intentionally behind because it's like I see these coming out and I'm like, can we stop? I'm like, please, like there's no need for it. I get it, like it'll sell some tickets, but like everyone knows, like going into it, they're gonna go in there for nostalgia, but they're not gonna kind of get it, or they're just relying on nostalgia.
Did you see the newer Predator that had like? Oh,
I know which one you're talking about. I haven't seen anything since. Dude, I haven't even seen Predators, like the 3rd one. I only saw
Predators
1 and 2
with Arian Brody when they go to the planet and they're like hunted. They're like hunting game, and Lawrence Fishburne's in it. That one's fucking awesome.
Dude, I couldn't tell you a single actor in that. I know them by the faces, but yeah, I've only seen Predator 1 and 2. And I don't know. I just can't bring myself up to it because like I just hear so like many hard mixed things where it's either like it was so bad or it's like the diehards who are just like, yeah, it's great. It's Predator. I love it. I'll watch anything Predator. I'm like, dude, I have some standards. Like,
what's funny?
Bugs me.
I'll have to check this afterwards, but so I was pulling up a window to look up Predators, but I realized within the same window is the window capture for this. Oh. And if you type in P, I think the window was just out of range of the search bar, so they don't know what my P searches are. But if you can assume correctly, you would be correct.
That's literally the meme,
oh yeah, it's
like
true.
2 Chainz or something like in the studio, and it's like
when
your mom's standing over your shoulder and she types in P, and like
you'll see that in the video when you get it later, I think. Because I'm doing is The Predator, what it's called, 2018.
Yeah, the newest one. I didn't see that.
I liked it. It was cool. It was very entertaining. Special effects were good. The little like extra creatures they added were cool. It's worth a watch.
What killed me was like
Shane Black did it.
Shane Black. What did he do again?
He's done Nice Guys, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3, the original Predator.
Oh, Nice Guys.
He did Last Action Hero, did Lethal Weapon 3. He's like mostly like guy action movies.
Sick. You said Nice Guys? The one with Ryan Gosling?
So good.
Yes. Just rewatched it again the other day.
Incredible movie.
Yeah.
If anybody listening has not seen that movie, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
There's
Russell
killing,
Crowe.
drugs, boobs, Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling. Great story, funny dialogue. It's great acting, fantastic movie.
Really was. It was probably one of the most underrated movies of, like, the year it came out. Because I just remember hearing about
funny.
it. It is. Very, very fucking good movie.
Yeah.
Another thing that we share an interest in. This is the other thing I was going to tell you or ask you about. Stand-up comedy.
Really? We've talked about because we love Tom Segura.
Yeah. A little smidge.
Dude, I missed the last stand-up I saw was Chris D'Elia. Right
really?
before all that shit happened. Like,
damn.
Right before. And what's funny about that is I know a girl who waited after that show in Birmingham for him to get back to his tour bus.
Oh, shit.
Like, basically waiting because she was trying to hook up with him.
Oh, my God.
I don't know how true it is, but multiple people have told me it happened. So I don't know what happened.
She of age, at least?
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, she couldn't have gotten to the show, I think.
Fucking A. The only stand-up comedian I've ever seen, and I'm not
she was
disappointed
like young
by
20s, I think.
All right, well, understandable. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Way past the cutoff. The only comedian I've seen was Anthony Jeselnik.
You've only seen Jeselnik? I mean, that's a good one.
He's my favorite comedian of all time.
When did you see him?
I saw him, I would say, 3 years ago, because his newest Netflix special was all the material he did at the show I saw him at, which came out I think a year after I saw it. So
yeah,
when I pulled
usually
that up,
goes that way.
I was like, oh shit! I was like, I get to relive all these jokes again. It was great.
I've seen I think 8 or so stand-ups. In 2 occasions have been the same, or 1 occasion has been with the same guy, and it seems like they're all workshopping their jokes for their future special a year prior. That's like a thing for sure.
Yeah, that's apparently like the goal from like listening to Tom's podcast and just like.
Does he talk about that? Okay.
Yeah. Do you listen to Your Mom's House?
Sometimes. I just there's so much internet content with shows and podcasts and fucking everything that's so hard to keep up.
Yeah.
But he's one that if I'm listening to a podcast, 9 times out of 10 it's that, or 2 Bears, 1 Cave or whatever.
Yeah,
2 Bears in a Cave,
so
whatever.
Good. 2 Bears, 1 Cave. Yeah, amazing.
I actually paid $10 to watch that uncensored live stream of Your Mom's House that they did.
Which one? Because they've had a couple.
The most recent one.
The most like the one with Chris Stefano.
It's one when Christina P became Tina the Slut.
Dude, I wanted to see that one so fucking bad. I heard how good it was. I saw
wild.
Yeah.
Just know that the last half of the 4 hour, so 2 hours of a 4 hour podcast is literally them going over weird porn.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's a lot.
My brother and I paid for the one that was around Thanksgiving. And
I'm sure that was wild.
Very. And dude, they opened the show like with a clip. A disgusting clip, like based around Thanksgiving, and I was just like, "Fuck, dude!" I was like, "It's not even like a half hour in, and I'm already seeing some shit." But it was so worth
shock value,
dude. Yeah, they never used to be about that, and then just one day they just decided to start playing like basically like weird porn stuff.
I'm not about it. I don't need to see that shit. I've already seen it once.
No,
I don't ever need to see it again.
Yeah,
it just makes my dick hurt.
I'm not
into it. I just protect my jewels.
Yeah, I'm not into paying for something where I have to cover my eyes half the time because I can't look at it.
Yeah, so I ended up skimming through the last 2 hours because I was like, I don't need any of this.
Yeah, like my brother like has not like watched much like of the show, but I'm like, so yeah, this is, I don't want to say a poor representation, but this is the most extreme representation you're gonna get. And he's like, I didn't like it. Like, I think we collectively just retched once, and I was like, wow, we're strong. It's like we actually made it through, but it's just one of those things I don't care to experience ever again.
Anyways, yeah, stand up shit. So Jeselnik's Caligula is probably one of my favorite albums ever.
Agreed.
It's fantastic.
I think it's his best, like personally.
He is so he jokes about his skills as part of his like set, but the ironic part is like literally nobody does his timing better. His timing is everything.
Could not agree more. Like that's what makes his style
Mm-hmm.
so good. Is like his timing is great. He actually had like this is one thing I remember is like word for word. It was like he had a joke from his album before that, Shakespeare. He told a joke and he goes, "Call up your friend and tell him that joke, and then
Yeah.
apologize for not having my
my
timing."
Exactly.
It kills me every time. I
Oh my
love like
god.
the overconfidence like of like his character. It's so fucking
Was
funny.
the bit he covers like of his girlfriend getting bit by a snake. He's like, the only way to
Yeah.
have her survive was to suck out the poison through her feet. So she died.
Yeah.
Or
I
something
had
like
to
that.
suck out the poison. So she's dead.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, holy fuck. And it just starts with him like basically going around and being like, is this your girlfriend here? You ever suck on her feet? And everyone's like, what? And it all just is just to get to that point.
Oh,
He's so
his
good.
crowd work is fantastic.
He really is. And like I was so glad I got to see like him do some crowd work. Like because at the show we went to, it was like you paid like X amount of money extra for VIP, which is just like the first 4 like front tables, like right in front of the stage.
Nice.
That me and my brother walked in, we got general admission. I was like, that's a like pretty nuts price. I was like, especially for the two of us. And we walked in and we got the tables right behind VIP
Hell
for
yeah.
like way less money. And I was like right there. So I got to like watch him like that close, like crowd work this, you know, group of people in the front. I was like, this is the best money I ever spent.
You know you know who else is amazing? Actually, probably even better, but that's kind of his whole shtick is Anthony Schultz or Andrew Schultz.
Ooh, he's great. I haven't seen any of his like stand up, but I saw that thing he put out on Netflix.
He's got a very active clips channel on YouTube of like all these occasions and like little like 8-minute clips. They're all very very funny. He's got a lot of like Instagram like hey, this is stupid and here's why it's stupid, and he'll talk about it for 2 or 3 minutes. Those are always good too. He's got a lot of
Yeah,
content. He's great.
yeah. He's somebody I've been wanting to like look into more. I've seen him on some podcasts and saw like that little Netflix thing he did. I was like, this is great. Like he's talking about like he's like basically like debate topics, like the most like prevalent topics like in today's, cultures and whatnot. Like but he's like putting like these jokes in between and he has like this cadence and it's just he's nonstop with like
Hmm.
hitting the points. I'm like, God damn. It's like, how have I
Really,
not heard
he's
about
got
this
that
guy?
like really aggressive like Northeast demeanor. Like he's
Yeah,
gotta be from like New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia area.
for sure. And I think that's just why I like subconsciously love him so much.
Yeah,
I'm like, I
maybe
don't
like
even know the
Long
guy.
Island. I don't know, somewhere over there. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I know that even though you and I we kind of go back a little bit, and I hate for these things to like come off interviewing because that's not
That's
what I'm
fine.
about.
We can have a
But
little bit of both.
yeah, I mean, I feel like if some people saw you on here, and we didn't talk a little bit about Era, then they'd probably be a little annoyed. But
You're very right.
yeah, but what was it kind of like to go from like, Texas in July, like that door's closing,
Hmm.
but it's like boom, new band and a band that you and I were both fans of, like even
True.
before you're joining.
It was honestly pretty easy from like a job standpoint because it was the same like beast really.
Hmm.
Um but it just came with more actually came with more perks. The biggest perk was having Jesse. Like having another vocalist on stage to split the difference with you is awesome.
Oh,
Um
definitely.
adds more dynamic to the band, and live it's just kind of like less pressure on you. Um the funny thing is when Texas in July like finalized in our heads and within the circle that we were done, probably right before the announcement, I was trying to think like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? And I
Yeah.
told myself I was gonna look for a band that sounded like a mix between Bury Your Dead and Chevelle.
Wow.
So I always made the joke is like, not another metalcore band. But I'm super happy with how like where it's gone and like how far I've come and what the band has become, and I'm in really good hands with our team and our label now. So like, even the scary parts of the journey to here has been totally worth the squeeze. Um, yeah. I mean, like, no offense to the Texas in July guys, because they, we already like made up our mind what was going to happen, but it was nice to enter a band and immediately see that everybody was like hungry still and wanted to like grind and keep going. So that was the most refreshing thing, because that was part of the reason why I think the band died out. Like they were so burned out, man. They had been grinding, working so hard for so long, and they weren't getting the return they were hoping for, and I think it just got them discouraged.
I can see that. It always like killed me too, like from a fan's like perspective at the time, because like I went to a lot of Texas in July shows, especially more so like when after you joined, I was like, this
Hmm.
is so fucking cool. Like seeing a buddy of mine like join like, not only one of my favorite bands at the time, like just like a great band to see live. So like the energy was always great. Like every show you played at Game Changer I was at, like whether we played it or, you know, just being there as a onlooker. But it was so sick. And then, I could tell, I was like, "God da" I was like, "They just put out a solid record." I was like, "Why are they still not kinda getting that, like,
I
big
don't know.
thing?"
I wish
Like
I was able to have the perspective and like brain that I have now and start with the band then.
yeah,
Like,
be like a
like getting my feet wet like through 2 years was great for me, but bad for them, because I've really blossomed well after in filling out my own shoes, and I wonder if that would have helped at all. Like what if, or like what would the next and follow up record be after Bloodwork? What would that sound like? Those are the things I think about.
yeah, that is true because it's like, obviously, like, Bloodwork was, like, your first piece of work with the band, so and it's like it was you guys kind of getting to know each other a little bit. It's like, but what would a comfortable Texas in July at that point sound like? So,
Yeah.
it's one of those things you think about, but who knows, man? I mean, could be a for fun thing one day. You just blow people's minds one day. Who fucking knows? Maybe that's a far out wish, but you
I
never know.
mean, maybe a record will just like appear in like 5 years, and it'll be like the original lineup plus me.
That'd be sick. But I remember it was funny because like when I think it was like my old band, our like my last show with them was opening for Era, like, and this was shortly before you joined, and it was like right after I was talking to Alex and Sean, and they were like, "Dude, do you want to hear some new demos?" And I was like, "Of course." And they were like, "All right, so before you listen to these, it's not Ian." And I was like, "Whoa." It's like, "What?" And they kinda, like, told me, they were like, you know who he is." And I was like,
Did I ever know about this?
I don't think I told you because you texted me. You were like, "Hey, you like Arrow, right?" And I was like and I knew about it, but I didn't wanna blow
That's
your
funny. I
spot up.
never
So I
knew
was like
that. All right,
I was
keep
I
going.
was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I fucking know Arrow." I was like, "I love him." And you were like,
Where was this?
"Cool." Like, you just texted me out of the blue, but they had a show at Game Changer.
Okay.
And
What
so they
was this in 2015?
yeah, I think it was like new or yeah, yeah,
Was that the
like,
Tesseract tour?
no, it was like their headliner tour. They brought out like Invent Anime
Oh,
and
Invent.
Polyphia.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
And
Ian's first headliner, I believe.
yeah, and like they told me like sometime I think in between like when we opened and then like when they played and they were like, "Yeah, it's JT." And I was like "This is so fucking sick." And they showed me I from what I remember because it was super tappy. I'm pretty sure it was Luminesce
It
is
was
what they showed
Luminous.
me. And I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "This is fucking awesome." They're like, "Dude, if it doesn't work out, then we're done. We're done." And they're like, "Here you guys are, like three fucking records later, and it's awesome." And
Thank you. Thank
dude,
you.
yeah. I like one thing that like back when Drift came out, Connor loved to bust my balls about was because he was like, "How do you like, I think as he was like touring either I think this maybe when he just started as a fill-in or something.
Yeah,
It was
it was
around
like
the Drift
almost
cycle.
it was a while he wasn't like official for whatever reason.
Yeah, it was during the Drift cycle, like, it was when he was, like, filling in more, right?
2017, I think he started to fill in.
Oh, okay. I don't know what it was then, or it might have been maybe towards the tail end or something. I just remember Connor being there, and he was like, I'd said something, and it wasn't anything crazy, but then I think he was like, it's like, yeah, so you still like Augment better, and I still love Augment. I was like, Drift is great, but yeah, Augment's my favorite
It's
record. And he's
two
like,
different animals.
fuck. Yeah, I think he would like always like kind of bust me that he's like Dave will never like any of our stuff more than Augment, and I was like, dude, get out of here.
I mean,
But
Connor loves to bust like his friends' balls. Like I do it too. So
oh, all the time. I love Connor. He's great. But yeah, Connor, if you're listening, the new record
he
is
probably
hands
will.
down my
He
favorite.
probably will.
Yeah, hands down my favorite work.
Okay.
I'm still blown away by it.
Do you know do you know it well enough where I say what are your top 4 favorite songs off it? You could tell me.
Yeah, like off the new record.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so favorite is House of Glass.
Yes, bro. That's why we're fucking friends.
Yes. All right. I'm glad you like that answer. I was almost afraid if I told you that you'd be like, oh, one of the singles.
No,
but like
that was my favorite song before we even recorded it.
Yeah.
The instrumental is so good.
And I'll tell you why it's my favorite.
This is technical. It's a band song.
No, not even that.
Really?
But it's the dueling between like you and Jesse's vocals.
Oh, there's the chorus.
That and your solo part. Like this is one thing I wanted to talk to you about, or just like ask in general, was like it's like you took the jar with all your potential and you were like, let's go. Like, let's fucking go, like all over this record. And it's awesome. And I don't mean to like be
I don't care if this sounds conceited, but I agree.
Dude, fucking go for it.
There
like,
wasn't opportunities to do so though prior. Like there was, but this was the right time. Like it was now. Like it was right here.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Like
in the past, you get those little like glimpses of where it's like JT is doing more and more, but this record really just solidifies and everyone agrees. Like when Scorpion Hymn came out, everyone was like, yo, JT didn't have to go that hard, but he did. And like all over the place. And I agreed. I was like, this is fucking bananas. Like House of Glass too. And like I'm sure that Connor and anyone else in your band probably thought, yeah, Dave's just gonna like Scorpion Hymn because it sounds like Meshuggah. I love it. I would say maybe second or third favorite, but House of Glass is such a fucking perfect song. Like I can't just listen to it once and like it has to be 3-4 times in a row because I can't get enough of it.
Speaking of Meshuggah, I just realized that Ep.10 is not my favorite Meshuggah record anymore.
Fair assessment. Which one is it?
Catch 33.
This is why we're friends. Yes.
I had never sat down and played that whole record front to back. But when I got to In Death is Life and In Death is Death or whatever, those two songs together were like, this is my favorite album.
Yeah. It's so there's no other record like it.
No, there isn't. Because I was like,
literally,
this is the Meshuggah song. This is like,
yeah.
These riffs are they sound exactly like Meshuggah would, but if you just wrote really like melodic riffs.
Yeah, there's something about it.
There's like an underlying like melody and groove to it that's not on any other record that I've heard from them. You get a little bit of it from Nothing, or is it Nothing? What has like Rational Gaze?
Yep, Nothing.
Okay, but like not like Catch 33. It's those are kind of like brother sister records. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean they were back to back. They were close enough, like in their discography. Like, dude, funny story about Catch 33. That was the first record I heard from Meshuggah when I was 11.
Oh, interesting.
Or 11 or 12. I discovered Headbangers Ball, MTV2, late night. Mom and Dad.
Were they on a Headbangers Ball CD? Interesting.
They were
I wouldn't think that.
Yeah. The music video for Shed, the song right after.
Yeah.
Right after In Death is Death. Yeah. That like
it's like a pitch scream.
Yeah. It's incredible. So that I heard on Headbangers Ball, and I was like, this is the coolest shit I ever heard. And one day I'm walking in Walmart because, like, you know, they would advertise it on TV at the time, too. It was when they advertised records on TV. And, like, just the covers, like, there's that, you can't miss it, the 3-headed snake. And I'm walking through Walmart, and I look over, and I'm like, there's that CD.
Yeah.
I got to get it. So I pick it up. I get it. Like, I used, like, my week's savings to, like, get the CD. I go home, pop in CD player, and I'm just like, why does this song sound like the last song? And then I was like, "This song's not changing." I thought the CD was, like, broken. Like,
Really?
I couldn't understand it because
It's
it's
the
essentially
concept record, yeah.
yeah, and I didn't know that. My
Yeah.
11-year-old dumbass was just like, "Shit's heavy, I like it."
There's
But,
definitely
like
songs that I've gone back to from my early years that I, like, didn't get that I get now, which is so
yeah.
cool, actually.
Yeah, and that was the biggest one, was Catch 33, was someone told me, they're like, "It's meant to be one giant song cut into, like, 3 or 4 movements."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Whoa." Like, so listening back to it, I'm like, "This is
Whoa.
an experience." I can't just, like, listen to select songs, like, I listen to it in full every time.
I mean, we cut up our record to be in order. Like, there is the set order of the album is on purpose.
Okay.
Like it's meant to flow a certain way. I feel like everybody says the front half of the record is it's too front loaded, but I think the back half is just as strong as the front on the
Yeah.
self-titled.
They're strong. They it's almost like 2 different vibes, but not, like, completely
Hmm.
different. I know that's such a shit way of describing 2 different vibes,
Well, the
dude.
back half
But,
has like
like
Electric Twilight, I think is sixth, and then you have Lunar Halo, and then you have Vanished Canvas and Memory Fiction. So the back half is like very pretty, and the front
mhm.
half is very aggressive.
Yes. Absolutely. Like, there's a lot more aggression in the first half, but, like, it serves the purpose, and, like and then by the end of it, you're left with, like, a very soft instrumental with just Jesse singing,
I know.
and I
So
love it.
I love Memory Fiction. I actually didn't care for that song at first because I was like, I didn't do anything on it. Why would I care? But
I don't feel
every
attached to it.
it was one of those songs where every time I listened to it, I was like, damn, he like some of his best vocal takes are on the song.
Dude. Yeah, it's really so, so good, and,
So
like
House of Glass, what else you got for me?
oh, I feel bad to, like, say it, but it's like, I am also bad with song titles sometimes,
Well, that's
but,
why I
like
prefaced if I ask for the four, like, because I'm bad at song titles as well. Sometimes I just pull it up on Spotify. Look,
okay, yeah, it's House of Glass, uh, Divisionary,
okay,
Scorpion Hymn, and alright, I have to look at the name on Spotify for this last one.
Gungrave. I feel like you would like Gungrave, Electric Twilight.
I love Gungrave, I love that one a lot. I think it's Vanished Canvas.
Oh, the pretty one. Constellations.
Yeah, dude,
That one's one of my
it's
favorites too.
yeah, it's great, I love it, and I love sometimes when they're like, the softer, more melodic song hits, like, my heartstrings more than, like, a heavy song, so I'm like, "I'm growing up." Like, or there's, like, something where, like, I'm, like, it's this record does, like, satisfy all different moods, though. But, yeah, like, I remember, I think when House of Glass dropped, I can't remember exactly when it dropped, but I'm pretty sure my whole band was together. We were in Chris or Danny's car, and we were smoking, and House of Glass dropped. It was, like, midnight, and Josh was like, "Yo, New Era dropped." He was like, "Yo, put it on." I was like, "Okay," and it was House of Glass, and we were like, "Dude, this is solid." Like and I think it was, like, right there I said it. I was like, "This is my new favorite Era song. This is too good."
Nice.
Yeah, and
I'm sure
oh
Josh heard a lot of shit before it came out. Because he was like always he was just like he was still around them. So
mhm.
I showed him like everything that we did throughout the process that I got.
Yeah, I mean, and dude, he's always, like, hyped about it, and, like, him and I are both, equally as, like, in love with your guys' music. It's cool because like, I love, like, that that's something else I can touch on a bit without, like, talking about my band too much. Like, I
I would
hate
love to talk about Josh.
dude, please, let's do it because you know what? He's a great guy, and he need like, I love, like, any chance that he can get some recognition or get, like, gassed up because he's such a fucking pure soul.
Josh is going to end up being an unbreakable story. That's how I see Josh.
Explain. What do you
Like
mean?
Josh is full of when he hears this, he's gonna be like, bro, you have to say that. But I'm gonna. Josh is full of so much ambition, talent, and drive. He might know it, he doesn't always act on it, but he's capable of whatever he wants. And and once he decides he's going to do it, he does get it. Sometimes it takes more time, but that is one of my favorite qualities about him. He works really, really hard for what he wants, and he's so humble to a fault to it, because he never gives himself enough credit for his own skills and his grind, but he'll always have it. He's one of my favorite people, and I'm super happy that he joined your band,
dude. And I'm.
Did you
I'm super
know
grateful.
about him before I even said anything?
I didn't. But the funny thing was, apparently, our friend Aaron, who's like, co-engineer on our record and stuff like that, he, I think, mentioned his name once. Shaparian.
Yeah. Sever the King.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Shout out to Aaron, as always.
Yep. He never met him. I've worked on his instrumentals before, though.
Dude, yeah,
I did a cover of his See You Next Tuesday, a Casey Strain instrumental.
Oh, shit.
That was his instrumental.
Oh, fuck.
From like 2012 when I did that, I think.
Oh, shit, that was a while ago.
I'll send it to you.
Dude, I would love to.
It's on my SoundCloud still, actually.
I feel like you told me about it, but I never actually heard it. That's crazy.
It's sick.
But yeah, for like a little background, just in case people aren't in the loop, but
well,
when we
I'm gonna go even farther back. Josh and I met doing vocal covers together in like 2011 and 12. Like, we've had an internet relationship since then. Right before I met you. Like, I've known you two just as long.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, fucking, it couldn't have been more perfect. I don't know why. Like, we had this hunch. We were in the studio, and us and our vocalist parted ways, amicably. And we were like, well, we're halfway through a studio session and we need a vocalist. We're told that we should find a guy within the week, which is like crazy.
You were given a week. Oh my God.
Because it was like, this was before COVID like fully affected the States.
Yeah.
So we were still like under that, like, the studio, you're only in there for a month, so you got to be out by the 31st. We're like, okay. And then like Corona was like officially closing tours, like Thy Art, because we were at Graphic Nature, and Thy Art and Aversion's Crown both flew into Graphic Nature to leave from there to start Thy Art's North American tour. And after one show, they both had to get on planes and go back to Australia.
Bro.
So that
happened to Alpha Wolf too.
Yeah. I watched the documentary. It was devastating.
Dude, that kills me for bands like that, because I know they're recouping the loss of money from flights and travel from tour. So they're just in the hole, like 10 grand.
Yeah. It's fucking insane.
So bad.
Yeah. Devastating.
Yeah, with all that merch. Dude.
So
you have 10 grand in flights, or maybe not that much, but like a couple thousand in flights, and then you have whatever your initial merch bill is before you recoup on that too. So that's like, you're fucked. Absolutely
vehicle
fucked.
rentals, whatever else. It's insane.
All down payments gone.
Yeah. It was crazy just seeing like these bands come in and then leave within like 3 days. I was like, I feel terrible for these guys. But at the same time, the studio like enforced a lockdown. Like, you're only allowed to come here if you are coming from home and to here, and that's it. And it was the week that I was tracking drums, so I had to like call out of work and all this shit, and then like basically tell my boss, I'm like, hey, I have to be done with this record by this time, and dealing with some pretty crazy lockdown stuff. And then at the same time, like, everyone else is, I still have to track drums for this thing, and everyone else is kind of working on the record. But then like one night I just hit you up. I was like, I don't know why my brain is telling me to like text JT and see if he knows anyone, because like I don't know what it was, and all you said back was just like Josh Hardiman 100%. And
dude, it literally couldn't have been at a better time.
Yeah, I was like, all right,
for like to ask me at least.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I was like, I know you're probably like, you don't know too many people right now, but what do you got? And like, you linked me his Instagram, and it was one of those moments where I was like so set on him. I was like, guys, if we don't get him, I don't know who the fuck else, because this guy just set the bar so high.
Yeah.
And I think I even told him, I was like, because when like you first go on his Instagram, you see car covers and you're like,
yeah.
But then I told him, I was like,
and they're not bad though. There's always a cringy nature too. car cover. No
Yeah.
offense. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I know his track record and I know his chops are there.
Yeah, and like, even when watching him, I was like, I wasn't, like, getting that,
Yeah.
like, I can't look at it. I was like,
He's
"This
loud.
kid is so." Yeah, you and him are the loudest vocalists, like,
For sure.
I know,
We have the same
and I was like,
technique.
yeah, same
Yeah.
technique, and, so, like, when it actually happened, I was like, "Thank you, JT." Like, it was,
In the
like,
clutch.
in the clutch.
Got you,
Yeah.
bro.
So, yeah, fucking,
You
Josh and
got a guy?
JT.
I got a guy.
Yeah, so Josh and JT as a collective are the reason that Sentinel still exists.
Dude, I beat Inertia to death last year.
Really?
Dude, I listen to that song all the time.
Wait, last year? It came out in February.
Or yeah, that's what I meant. I still listen to it all the time. I for some reason I thought it was in I mean, it's going to be in my top played this year so far. But so
Fuck yeah.
what I
It
do is
feels
when
like it came out last year.
when I write when I like songs on Spotify, a lot of times the first thing I go to play music is just my recent likes, and that's pretty recent in there. It's within the first 25 songs or so. So I
Mhm.
usually get down to Inertia a lot, and I always let that song play out because I love that song.
Dude, hell yeah. Thank you.
There is a section. The discount. Dude, that part hits so hard. Oh, there's
I'm
so much
glad.
groove in that song, man.
I'm glad you dig it, man.
Did you see my comment about your cover that you did of the Swarm on Instagram?
Oh, yeah, I think I was like, "This is awesome." And I think I saw when you did it because, like, I
Literally,
woke
literally
I
popped up. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be literally perfect." I don't know. I'm not even gonna watch this. Like, I know exactly how it's gonna go. This is child's play for him.
I appreciate it, yeah. So dude, it was funny because, like, I have, like, played that song for, like, probably the past year and a half, but, like, since I got, like, this updated, like, gear for my kit, it was, the Ep.10. It's like this, hybrid microphone and,
Yeah,
like,
I
a
know what that is. I was like, I know that model.
yeah, it's so sick. So I was like, "All right, now that I have this, I can at least record a higher quality cover of this." But because I was so intent, I was like, "I know how to play this fucking song." It took me, like, 10 takes to get it, like, as close as possible.
Huh? Okay.
Just 'cause I was too in my head about it, and sometimes the triggering function on it is a little funky, but I got it, and then I saw your comment on and, like, I woke up it was like I saw it, like,
I
when I
think I
got to
left at like
work.
4 in the morning because
Yeah, I was like
I'm a night owl. I'm up from like noon to 4 a.m. because of the bar job keeps me up that late anyways on the weekends, and I never catch up during the week, so I just stay in that.
yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, it's probably 'cause he, like, late shift at work. I was like, "He left this at, like, 4 or 5 in the morning." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what a psycho."
Well,
But
I'm on Central too, so if I'm going to bed at 4,
yeah,
it's 5 for you. So I
yeah,
still look like a psycho.
true. Well, I appreciate it. It was nice to wake up to, so
You're
thank you.
welcome.
Yeah, man. But, fuck. I had something else I could talk about. But yeah, like I was kind of like if you want to go into it at all, we don't have to, but like when like reading and like listening closer to the words on like the new era record and stuff like that, a lot of it has a little bit more obscurity to it.
So
Where
some songs, not all of them, but
yeah,
yeah.
some of them. House of Glass was one of them,
Yeah, very, very.
which that one intrigued me a lot. And like the reason I ask is because I had, I was, given the task of, writing all the lyrics and like the vocal patterns for our new record. So I have
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
an even fonder, appreciation for lyrics. Like I love writing, I love lyrics. I've always bought CDs to like
Mhm.
read that shit like in there. And so like I guess like where did like the inspiration come from like this time around? Was there something different? Because I know, in the past it's like, past experiences and stuff like that. But that one is like so unique to me that
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I'm curious to know, like, what, like, the thought process was or inspiration.
So first of all, the writing process for the self-titled was the even 50-50 split. Like
Mhm.
there was songs where we would like he's like, all right, we're gonna do these 2 songs first for vocals, and then he's like, I already have ideas for this song, so I'm gonna work on this. You do this one, and then let's say like I am on a roll with my song, I give him literally a fully fleshed out song with lines, patterns, lyrics, and he might go in and say, "Hey, this is all perfect. Well, let's track that, and I'll add my parts." Or, "Hey, let's change this section because I had this idea to match the instrumental better." Or I'll like hit writer's block, and I'll just be like, "I got word vomit and free writing. Can you make this into a song?" And that's how all the songs were approached. House of Glass was more in the middle of all of that. It's such a technical song, and I have some history in guitar and a little bit with like how just used to writing on Erra type material, but that was like a hard song to write for. So there's certain sections.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, there are certain sections that I wrote, and then certain sections that he wrote. Mostly anytime with melody, he did that 100%. But that song, when I first heard it, we always write two instrumentals. I'll come in with themes that I want to talk about, but I let the instrumental dictate the lyrical content because I feel like they'll complement each other better if I do it that way. So a lot of the writing is done in the studio with that in mind.
Yeah.
And that song, because of its nature, is like dark and aggressive. The topic, I feel like it goes with it. And the topic covers a lot of things, but the first things that were coming to mind was like, I would just see, like, you remember the old black and white videos of just like the Hitler's like army just like walking through the streets of Germany on their way to their thing? Like, it's just like the masses, and it's like thoughts of like terrorism and like negativity, and like it just kind of has all those vibes. So there's a lot of like political nuance to the song. There's a section that's like sweep of the nation misguided by a righteous hand, and that's like following a fearless leader blindly. Distorted divine, collective suicide, like those are like, that's like almost like an oxymoron because it's this it's like the same thing to me. So that's
actually real quick before you get any further, I am so intently focused on this, but I'm about to pee myself.
Oh, go pee.
Yes, I can pause this, so I'm
Okay,
gonna pause,
sick.
and we're gonna make a flawless transition. I'm so sorry.
No,
Hold
you're
on 1
fine.
second. Like, I almost felt some drip out. I was like, "Oh God."
Go.
Right.
You're good.
All right, and I'm back. So sorry about that. Yeah, House of Glass. Last thing you said was
distorted divine,
yeah,
collective suicide, like two in the same thing. Yeah, it's just like that section is just imagery of just like blindly following somebody. I mean, you could totally see that interpretation of me talking about Trump, but you don't have to. Because that could reference a lot of different leaders and political people. The whole song is just like you're just on a path for destruction, like requiem, this will destroy you before you mourn the passing dream.
Yeah,
House of Glass crashes down around you, you know.
Yeah, that first line of the chorus is like one of my favorites. It sticks out to me every time, and like it's one of those lines.
Like rock anthemy. It's like very different from all the other choruses.
Yeah, it's rock anthemy, but like in the best way. Where like
Requiem. I love that song, man. I'll never get tired of it.
yeah,
I can't
man,
wait to
dude,
play it live. That last breakdown is gonna be insane.
straight up, dude. I said I was like, when this comes back, if we are not on tour at the same time, I will be there hoping for that fucking song. It's gonna be great, dude.
Hell yeah.
But then other than like House of Glass, like there's the more like personal stuff, and like didn't I think from something I saw, like the last record, like you said, to like Neon was more like 50-50.
Dude, Neon was a disaster. Do you know how I tracked Neon?
Please tell.
I got sick when we were tracking it, so I recorded 3 songs in the studio, and then the other 7 I made a vocal booth in Alex's bedroom and tracked him in his room.
Oh shit.
Yeah, trying to tone match like SM7B to a Neumann 87, and then I hated everything I was writing about. Like it's just not good enough for me, and that I just hated that whole process. It was just a difficult time for I think both Jesse and I. Maybe not so much him, but like definitely for me. I just was disappointed with my performance overall. Like I think my recordings were decent enough, but I would have done a lot of things differently if I could go back. But it's all good. I still like Neon.
Yeah, neon is great, and like I even to like the untrained ear or like even most trained ears, I don't think most people
Oh,
would know that.
I
I
forget
never detected it.
I forget what songs I recorded in the studio originally, so I don't know which ones were which anyways.
Yeah, I mean it
Yeah,
was
it's hidden
obviously
enough. The sonic difference isn't really my concern. It's just kind of funny.
yeah, it was like handled differently, but I mean like it's so like clear like the progression like like and your comfortability in the band like along
True.
from drift to now it's like it's awesome to see like as an outlooker like and a fan like I always love seeing like friends and like how they grow into a band and like like I said like you and I were both fans of Era before you like even before you joined and like 'cause I remember you and I both had covers of Seven
Mhm.
up on YouTube at some point. I was like, dude, JT crushes. That would be sick to see sometime if that ever was permitted.
That that's so funny. So
It's
weird how
crazy to
things
think
work out.
about. Yeah, literally could not like, you know, if you told me back then that was gonna happen, I'd be like, that'd be nuts. But like seeing it actually happen, I'm like, I'm stoked for you, and like, especially seeing like the record perform the way it did in, during a quarantine was like,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm sure that wasn't the intention to release it when the world is shut down,
We delayed
but
it 6 months.
yeah,
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in September.
my God,
So, I mean, I feel like it came out at the appropriate time. It's been fine. Touring is right around the corners, hopefully, so I think it'll be all right. I mean, the songs be baked in for several months, so what's interesting is when we do finally play them, we will see a lot more people singing the stuff with us versus like when stuff first comes out, only like a handful now.
exactly, and that's something that like I keep in the back of like my mind, like also for like our own record, hopefully, where it's
True,
like,
true.
it would be nice to put it out like around touring support since we are a much smaller band, and it would be good to like play to these people, but at the same time, buying CDs is not as common nowadays.
Hmm.
But it's like when people are still kind of locked up at home, like wanting new music, I feel like it is kind of a great time to do that, to like give people new music and
Right,
almost give them that incentive.
because
And then
everybody's
when they
at home and online.
yeah, and they'll listen to a record and they're like, it's a month later or something like that. They're like, I need something new and fresh. And it's
Yeah,
like, oh, well, here's this. Like, and then they sit with that and they become familiar with it so that when they go back to the shows, they're like, oh, I can't wait to hear this new song. Like, this is my new favorite. Like, it almost builds up this new anticipation.
for sure. I think a lot of people are very excited for live music to come back and become a thing again.
Yeah.
I
And
think
I'm
it's
hope
gonna. I think the first tour's back once it's like fully fleshed out is gonna be pretty crazy.
definitely. And I'm hoping that, whatever comes, whatever gets announced for you guys like coming up soon is a big one. I'm sure it will be. You guys are crushing it.
We got some good stuff underway.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm stoked. Dude, this was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for doing this.
Good to see you,
And
buddy.
it's great to see you too. I'm glad we could finally catch up and close the gap in time of seeing each other's faces. Live action.
Dude, I've been such a loner. I haven't like reached out to anybody. I need to call my parents more. I don't know. I've just been hibernating for so long these months.
It gets hard too. I mean, that was even me for a while.
Hmm.
It's just like hard to like reach out to people. It's like I could. I'm just home all the time, but it's like, but I'm so slumped from all this.
I'm gonna have like mild agoraphobia. I think when everything's open back up again, like I'm gonna have a fear of crowds. Everybody's too
It's
close to me.
dude, when I was at Wawa before I got home, like I was online paying for my stuff, and like these like younger kids were like standing like almost like right up on me, and I was like, dude, you don't see the stickers for the 6 foot distance
Yeah,
apart? Like I almost said that, but like knowing how 16 and 17-year-olds are nowadays, I'm like, I'm not even getting
yeah.
into this with these fucking, I'm not even gonna say anything.
Can't
But
really
yeah, it's
blame
just
them. I don't know.
yeah, it's
Ignorance is
ridiculous.
bliss.
Straight up, dude. But thank you again for doing this. It was a pleasure. I'll obviously
Happy to be
let you
here.
know. Yeah, dude. Hopefully we can do it again sometime, and hopefully we can see each other in person soon enough.
Thanks for having me on the Six Stroke Podcast.
Thanks for being on the Six Stroke Podcast. All right, this is time for our fake goodbye while we let shit load.
Hell yeah.
But dude, love you. Great seeing you again. Thanks for saving my band, bro.
Oh my God.